Okay. And just come to this butterfly position. Just, you can move the feet further in or further out, and we'll just sit here for a few moments and see if anybody's going to manage to get in and join us. You can pull the flesh away from the sit bones, just roll the shoulders, and you can close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just soften the eyelids and look down to the tip of the nose. And spend a few moments here just connecting with your physical body. Just noticing what you're experiencing, physical sensations. The weight of the body sinking down into the sit bones, the connection points between the ankles and the floor. Feel the movements in the body of the natural breath. Really pushing down into the sit bones. See if you can induce a bit of lightness in the upper body. So the concepts of sthira and sukha, where the sthira is the firmness, the feeling that we're grounding down, planting ourselves into the ground. And the sukha is the ease, the lightness that comes from that. And just check in around the body for any areas of tension. Check that you're holding your neck, so your chin is parallel to the floor, lengthening up through the back of the spine and out through the crown of the head. And imagine a thread just lifting you up from the crown of the head, nice and tall. And the jaw and the throat and the chin, the neck, the shoulders just hanging down from this thread, nice and relaxed. No tension to pull yourself up, just grounding down, feeling that natural lift. And as you exhale, just roll the shoulders back and down. Feel the sensations of the cool air coming in through the nose. And moving into the back of the throat. Further down into the chest. And as you inhale, feel the breath go right down the centre of the body and push down into the abdominal cavity, blowing up the belly like a balloon, just releasing any tension around the pelvis, the pelvic floor, down in the gut. Just feel the softness and the lightness as you blow the belly up. With that inhale, a couple more breaths here. Really push down into the sit bones. Feel the spine expanding up, filling up with space and lightness. The shoulders gently rolling back on the exhale. And then if you have your eyes closed, just start to open them gently. More and more light coming into the eyes. And lengthen up through the spine and start to just lean forward if that's accessible. Pulling the flesh away from the sit bones, come forward. Just let the head hang down towards the ankles. And relax here. Just pull the chin in towards the chest and feel that stretch right down the back of the spine. Just check in with what you're experiencing with that stretch. It's still quite early in the morning, more so for some of us maybe. So you might feel a little bit stiff in the back of the body. And like in Chinese medicine, we have what we call meridians, which you've probably heard of. In yoga, in Ayurveda, we have nadi, channels of energy. It's just channels of energy. And the main channel that goes down the back of the body relates to the kidneys. And this relates a lot to basically the reserves of energy that you have in your tank. So just unraveling some of the tension, just loosening up, can actually release some of that energy that may be locked in the body. And as you inhale, lengthen up the front of the spine. Take your attention right up every vertebrae, up the front of the neck and out through the crown of the head. And then just drop the head down towards the ankles. And just keep lengthening up the spine with every vertebrae. With every breath. And then keep the torso where it is, but look up. Really stretch the neck up towards the ceiling. Stay down, just lifting the head. And then stretch the back of the neck. Pull the back of the neck back up towards the ceiling. Lengthen out the crown of the head. And then take the chin to the chest. And just come down into the stretch and see if that's got you just that little bit deeper into that stretch. And you might have all sorts of sensations on an energetic level with this stretch. Just observe whatever's going on. Try not to tense up against anything. If something is slightly uncomfortable, just breathe into that and try to accept what's happening in the body. And then take a deep breath, start to bring your head back up, bring your hands down and just come back up. And slowly, just side to side. Whatever movements you feel you need to take just now. You're wriggling the toes, arching the back, whatever it is that your body needs to do. To integrate that experience. Okay. And when you're ready, come to a cross-legged seated position. If cross-legged isn't good for you right now, you can change it. So we're going to do one of the tummy kriyas. I don't know if you've seen the kriyas. I think you have, Hannah, the kriyas videos. So it's like a sort of hula hoop thing. I'll take this off so you can see more actually. Like a sort of hula hoop. So you try and keep the shoulders and the head in the midline and just move this part off the torso. And you're going anti-clockwise to start with. And that means that you come back towards your left side, and then as you come back you're moving across to the right, and then a side bend, and then just let everything relax forward. So as you come back you're exhaling and really pulling the abdominal wall back into the intestines, and as you come forward, inhale, just relax forward, let it all kind of hang out, so to speak. So just go around 10 times, and as you come back you're feeling that almost massaging the intestines. Try and just let the neck do whatever it needs to do. It will move obviously, but just natural movements. Try and stay grounded on the sit bones so that the movement is really a kind of bending in every direction around the centre. Moving in time with your natural breath. I've totally lost count now. I've no idea how many we've done. It must be about 7, surely. Let's do 2 more. And sink back, and let's go clockwise now. Really massaging these digestive organs. So this is Agnisara Kriya, one part of it. Agni is the digestive fire, and that's really the crux of the whole of your well-being, health and well-being from an Ayurvedic perspective. This just helps to sort of fan the flames of your digestive fire, just stimulating. It's good to do in the morning, before you've eaten anything substantial. Okay, and come back. And just move around, anything you need to do. Straighten out the legs, stretch up. Any movements at all you feel you need. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be lying on our backs with our palms down beside the hips. But if you want to sit up just now, I'm going to demonstrate what you're going to do in this seated position. So you're going to take your feet out, heels apart, and then take your toes in. So you need to sort of calibrate how far apart your heels need to be, so that you're taking you've got room. If you don't go far enough, then your feet are crossing over. So you want to have space there, so that when you take your toes in, they're not, they've got room to go right in. So it doesn't matter how far you can turn in, that's fine. And literally all we're going to do is, the active part of it is pulling the toes together, and then we just let go, and they'll just ping back into place. So it helps maybe to just push a little bit down into the heels and get a little bit of traction in the legs. And we're going to do this quite quickly. And although it's the feet that are moving, the movement is initiated from up in the pelvis, so the muscle that internally rotates your hip is working. So you might start to feel a little bit of something switching on up in the groin, and we've got our lymph nodes in the groin, so this is actually going to get the blood flowing, get the energy moving, and stimulate the lymphatic drainage in these nodes. So it's going to be like this when you do it, hands down, just get the feet in the right position, and just a little bit of pressure down into the heels will just help you to keep going with that movement. So if anything becomes drastically uncomfortable, you might feel the burn, which is fine, but if anything's really not nice and just not natural, then obviously you need to stop and take a break. But try and do this as quickly as you can, just flapping the feet. Good. If you need to stop and sort of move around and maybe stretch your hips a bit or something, you can come back to it, just stop and start. So a wee thumbs up if you're feeling the burn. Yeah, that's the right response. Okay, just if you need to stop doing that now, you can keep going if you desperately want to for a few more, but let's just call that enough. Oh, you guys are keen. Okay, and just bring the knees up, do whatever you need to do. You might want to just take the knees right out to the sides, give them a hug, stretch the legs up, do some sort of windscreen wiper, or take the legs into the centre, whatever you feel you need to do. Just take a moment to release. Good. Stretching the knees apart maybe. And then when you're ready, just roll yourself over and get yourself up onto your knees. We're now going to do wide leg child's pose. So we just take the knees apart, and now we're going to stretch that area in the groin. So everybody's got different bone structures. Some people are more open than others. So don't beat yourself up, but just give your body the space it needs, taking the knees as wide as you, sort of, not as you can, but just kind of comfortably as wide as you can. Let the feet come apart. Just give your body the space to sink right down into this stretch. You can rest on the hands, on the forehead. Just make sure that you've taken that stretch right up to the edge. Just find the edge. If you're not getting that kind of feeling like a bit of a kick, if you like, just maybe let your knees come a little bit wider. Let the feet come apart and sink all the way down. And just observe your natural breath. Feel that breath coming down the spine, right down into the pelvic region, pelvic basin, to the abdominal cavity. Just letting go of any tension. Really feel how that opens up the space in the pelvic region. And I know it might sound rude, but it's the only way I can think to say this. almost letting go as if you're going to the toilet. So really make sure that you're relaxing completely, allowing the body to go right up to that edge. And then slowly you start lifting the head, bring the hands down, slowly, 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 just bringing the knees up. And again, just release. You might want to take the legs out. Just whatever you feel you need to do to release from that stretch. You might want to come down and sit in Dandasana for a bit. Just take a few moments. Okay, everybody? Good. Okay, so I thought we could do lion's breath. And you can do this from any seated position, cross-legged or kneeling. Put a blanket or something underneath if you want to kneel, and this might be more comfortable like this. Or you can come back to this position again if it's not too intense and just kneel on your heels. It's up to you, whatever position you want to do this in is fine. So in lion's breath, you can either just keep your hands on your knees or you can come forward, roll the shoulders. And basically what we do is we kind of, it's not quite a roar, but it's sticking the tongue out and down as far as you can. And it's a kind of ha. And we gaze to the tip of the nose and we turn the head up. So it's all together. It's a okay. So when a lion roars, it does, you can see it, the tongue sticks right down, and the whole head comes up like this, and the lion is claiming its territory. So we're claiming our territory. This is our space, our event space in our life, and we are owning it. We are, feel that power from within. But if you watch a lion roar, you'll see that it's coming from the whole body. So I want you to bring the core into this. I want you to sort of engage the pelvic floor and then pull that right up from the base, rippling in, and feel the tongue as an extension of the core, because that's what it is. So it's not just a thing that's coming from here like you watch a lion roar on YouTube and you'll see it where it's coming from. So roll the shoulders. Let's do the lion's roar, bringing that core strength and power into it. We do a couple more. Your cat loves this. Hannah's cat's there. She's very cheeky. Cool. Well done. Okay, that's lion's breath. We're going to do, bring your cat back, Hannah. We're going to do cat-cow. Well done. Yeah, that's it. Come on. So we're just going to take the hands, fingers spread, hands right at the edge of the mat, knees underneath the sit bones. And you've probably done this millions of times, but if you need to move the knees further in or further back as you start moving, you're going to initiate the movement from the base. So a bit like how we initiated the lion's breath, starting from the base, just engage and rippling up, dropping the head, scooping the back up towards the ceiling, and then initiating the movement again from the base, lifting up. Stay here, moving with the breath. Really initiating that from the base. See if you can kind of scoop up from the base. Finished. And then just while you're here, let's just try coming down onto the elbows and do cat-cow on the elbows and see how that kind of emphasises all around the chest, the armpits, the shoulders. You might need to change your position, moving your knees a bit further in, so just again up and down. And then as you come up, so you're arching the back in spinal flexion, maybe lean back and get a nice stretch in the shoulders. And then come back. Other direction. Really scoop the belly in. And when you scoop the belly in, maybe lean back a little bit and see that stretch in the shoulder. Here's your cat again. And then just come back onto all fours, kneel back. Just if you need to release your wrists a little bit, anything that you need to do at all. Okay, so we're going to start coming up and down into a sort of dynamic back bend and then into a camel pose. So it's up to you, obviously, how far you push this. You just want to go to the edge of the comfort zone. But let's start off, if we come down here and then we start to lift up. So as soon as we lift up, the thighs are going to switch on and the core is going to switch on. We want to keep neutral in the base. And then just kind of unfold into this nice easy back bend, spiraling the arms open. And then spiraling the arms back in as you come back down. So start off small and just grow that back bend. And if you even want to slow it down, you can do it in a 4-part movement with 2 complete breaths. So you could start coming up on the inhale and then grounding down on the exhale, come into the fullness of your back bend, tuck the chin, inhale, start to move down, and then exhale all the way down to the child's pose. You can also start to lift your arms up if you want to. It's entirely up to you, just stretching the front of the body. Try and keep a neutral lumbar curve, so the base of the spine, you want to keep it pretty much neutral. Keep sliding the ribs down towards the hips. You actually will get deeper into the back bend in that way. So if you want to intensify, what can help is curling on to the toes. If you want to just keep moving here, that's absolutely fine. Curling onto the toes just gives you more, hi kitty, gives you more purchase, gives you more strength in the legs and therefore in the core. So if you want to intensify, you can come up and take one hand down onto the heel and the other arm up. Make sure that your hips are facing the front, otherwise you're just coming into a twist. Push the hips forward. Take a few breaths here. So remember, this is all optional. You can just keep moving up and down gently, or you can come into a more intense. So if you're doing the hand on the heel, then swap sides. Then come back down.